Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, feeling that all too familiar pressure building? That feeling that tells you, once again, you'll have to get up and make that cold walk to the bathroom. If that sounds familiar, believe me, you are not alone in this. But what if I told you that a common spice, something sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now, might be secretly making it worse? We use it every day for flavor, a pinch here and there, never realizing that using it the wrong way could be quietly irritating our system all night long, stealing our precious sleep. Here is the truth I've discovered after more than 30 years of practice as a doctor who has dedicated his life to senior health. That very same spice, when used correctly, can become your greatest ally for sleeping through the night. It's not about what you use, but how, and more importantly, when. Now, this isn't just something I read in a medical journal. I've lived it. For years, I struggled myself, waking up 2, sometimes 3 times a night, feeling that bone-deep exhaustion the next day. I thought it was just a part of getting older. It wasn't until I stumbled upon an old family secret, a note my mother had scribbled in a worn-out cookbook, that everything began to change. And the change was fast. 1 week. That's all it took to feel a real difference. In this video today, I'm going to share that simple secret with you. We'll uncover what this spice is, the #1 mistake almost everyone makes with it, and the simple, step-by-step method to turn it into a powerful ally for a peaceful night's sleep. And please, it is so important that you watch until the very end. I will be sharing a critical warning for anyone taking common medications for blood pressure or blood sugar. This is information your own doctor would want you to know. Everything I'm about to share isn't just based on old wisdom. It's also backed by modern, peer-reviewed science from respected institutions like Harvard Medical School and the Cleveland Clinic. My only goal is to give you simple, safe, and effective advice you can trust. So, before we dive in, I truly want to know how many of us are walking this same path. If that feeling of waking up in the middle of the night is something you know all too well, please take a moment and comment a simple yes below. It lets me know I'm not just talking into a camera. It shows me you understand. And more importantly, it shows others in our community that they are not alone. Okay, let's get started. Alright, now that we understand the promise, let's get into the heart of it. We're going to walk through this journey together, step by step. Part 1. The silent mistake. The just-in-case bathroom trip. Let's first talk about a mistake. A mistake I made for years, and one that I see so many of my patients make, all with the best intentions. It's the habit of the just-in-case bathroom trip right before your head hits the pillow. It feels like the most logical thing in the world, doesn't it? Empty the bladder completely, so it won't wake you up in the middle of the night. It's what our parents taught us, and it seems like simple common sense. But in my 30 years of practice, I've learned that sometimes, what feels like common sense can silently work against our body's natural wisdom. Here is what is really happening. When you consistently go to the bathroom, just in case, you are actively training your bladder and its delicate network of nerves to send the wrong signals. Think of it like a fire alarm in your house. A properly working alarm only goes off when there's a real fire. But if you start testing it every single hour, the system can become overly sensitive. It might start going off when you're just making toast. In the same way, by forcing your bladder to empty when it's not truly full, you're teaching its nerves to scream emergency, even when it's only half full. You're creating a pattern of false alarms in your own body. Now, why does this become a bigger problem as we get older? The core reason is that as we age, our body's internal communication systems can get a little bit of static on the line. The nerve signals between the bladder and the brain aren't quite as crisp and clear as they were when we were 30. This, just-in-case, habit pours gasoline on that fire, worsening the confusion. It creates a cycle where the brain no longer trusts the bladder's signals, and the bladder becomes anxious, feeling like it needs to empty itself at the slightest sensation. This leads directly to that frustrating symptom so many of you know well. You jolt awake at 2 in the morning with that urgent, undeniable feeling that you have to go, right now. You rush to the bathroom, expecting a great deal of relief, only to find there was hardly anything to release at all. It's a frustrating, exhausting experience. That is the direct result of this faulty training. You have trained your body to wake you up for a false alarm. The science on this is becoming incredibly clear. The American Urological Association has officially warned against this very habit, pointing out that it can lead to an overactive bladder. More than that, clinical studies have shown that by simply breaking this habit and retraining the bladder to wait for a true, genuine urge, people can reduce their nighttime trips by as much as 35%. For me, learning this was my own personal aha moment. It was the first piece of the puzzle. I made a conscious decision to stop. I won't lie to you, the first week was tough. My body was still running on the old, faulty programming. But then, one night, I slept for 6 hours straight without a single interruption. It felt like a miracle. It was the first time in a decade. That's when I knew I was on the right path. So, tonight, I want you to try this simple experiment. A small act of trust in your own body. Don't go to the bathroom, just in case. Instead, get into bed, read a book, and wait for your body's actual, unmistakable signal. It might feel strange at first, but you are taking the first, crucial step to reteaching your body its natural rhythm. If this is a light bulb moment for you, if you recognize yourself in this story, take a second to comment AHA below. I want to see how many of us have been unknowingly making this mistake together. Part 2. The Forgotten Miracle. Coriander seeds in the spice tin. Now, for Part 2. The Forgotten Miracle. After I started retraining my bladder, my nights got better, but they weren't perfect. I knew there was another piece to this puzzle. And I didn't find it in a pharmacy or a doctor's office. I found it in my mother's old, dented spice tin, tucked away in the back of a kitchen cabinet. I found it in a handful of tiny, golden brown seeds. Coriander seeds. For most of my life, I thought of coriander as just another flavor. Something to sprinkle in chili or toast for a curry. It was familiar, comforting, but I never once thought of it as medicine. But as I read my mother's handwritten notes in an old cookbook, I found a line that stopped me in my tracks. She had written, "Coriander cools the fire within." It wasn't a recipe. It was a piece of wisdom. Here's the beautiful science behind that simple phrase. Coriander seeds are packed with natural essential oils, primarily compounds called linalool and borneol. You don't need to remember the names. Just think of them as a gentle, natural muscle relaxant, specifically for the smooth muscles that line your bladder and urinary tract. When you consume them, these oils work to soothe an overactive, twitchy bladder. They tell it to calm down, to relax, and to stop sending those frantic, unnecessary signals to your brain all night long. It's not a sedative that knocks you out. It's a profound soothing agent that works exactly where you need it most. The reason this becomes so essential as we age is tied to that fire within my mother wrote about. As we get older, low-grade, chronic inflammation can become a persistent issue throughout the body, including the urinary system. This inflammation is like a constant irritant to the bladder, making it sensitive and reactive. The coriander seeds act as a natural anti-inflammatory, gently cooling that irritation and allowing the bladder to hold fluid calmly and comfortably for longer periods. This directly addresses that very specific symptom of a constant, low-level pressure in your lower abdomen. It's not a sharp pain, but a nagging awareness that keeps your body in a state of alert, preventing you from falling into a deep, restorative sleep. The coriander works to ease that pressure, to quiet that nagging voice. This isn't just folklore. Modern science is catching up to this ancient wisdom. Studies from respected institutions, like Banaras Hindu University, have confirmed that coriander seeds possess significant diuretic and urinary tract soothing properties. Their research shows it helps improve blood circulation to the entire lower abdomen, supporting not just the bladder but also healthy kidney function overnight. The story of me finding that tin and deciding to try it myself was a turning point. I remembered my mother chewing them after a heavy meal. So I tried it. The feeling of waking up that first morning after a full night's sleep, feeling genuinely refreshed for the first time in years. It was a gift. A gift from a simple seed I had overlooked my entire life. The solution here is to begin thinking differently about your spice rack. It's not just for flavor. It's a cabinet of gentle, powerful medicine. The goal is to reintroduce this spice into your routine, not as an afterthought, but as an intentional act of self-care. And it's not just about the bladder. Coriander is also a wonderful source of magnesium, a mineral that is crucial for muscle relaxation and deep sleep. So while it's calming your bladder, It's also helping your entire nervous system unwind and prepare for rest. It's a beautifully designed, holistic remedy, waiting patiently in your kitchen. Part 3. The How-To Guide. The Golden Window and the Perfect Dose. Alright, we've identified the problem, and we've found our gentle, natural solution. But now we come to the most important part of all. Part 3. The How-To Guide. Because simply using coriander isn't enough. I have seen in my practice that when you take it and how much you take makes all the difference between seeing no results and experiencing a life-changing transformation. This is where we turn wisdom into a practical, daily habit. First, let's talk about timing. There is a golden window for taking your coriander seeds. That window is between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m., right after you've finished your lunch. Now, why then? It's not an arbitrary time. According to both ancient Ayurvedic tradition and modern nutritional science, this is the period of the day when our digestive fire, our metabolism, is at its absolute peak. Your body is primed and ready to break down food and absorb nutrients with maximum efficiency. When you take the coriander seeds during this window, you allow your system to fully extract those calming essential oils, the linalool and borneol we talked about. This gives those compounds hours to circulate through your system, gently soothing your kidneys and bladder long before you even think about heading to bed. Think of it like setting a gentle timer for your urinary system. You're giving it a signal in the afternoon that says, "Tonight, we're going to be calm and quiet." Next, let's discuss the dose. The perfect dose, the one that has been shown to be both effective and gentle, is 1 level teaspoon. This is roughly 3 grams of the seeds. It's important to be precise here. Too little, and you may not get the full therapeutic effect. But too much can actually overstimulate your digestive system, which is the last thing you want. As with so many things in health, moderation is the key. The goal isn't to flood your system, but to give it a consistent, gentle nudge in the right direction. This is about aligning with your body's natural clock, a rhythm it already knows but may have forgotten over the years of stress and hurried living. So, how do you actually take it? I recommend 3 simple methods. The first, and my personal favorite, is to simply chew the seeds directly. Take 1 level teaspoon after lunch and chew it slowly for 3 to 5 minutes. Don't rush it. The act of chewing itself is important, as it mixes the oils with your saliva, beginning the absorption process right in your mouth. You swallow the flavorful liquid as you chew, and once the taste is faded, you can simply discard the leftover fibrous husk. The second method, for those who find the taste a bit strong, is to make a gentle tea. Take your teaspoon of seeds and lightly crush them with the back of a spoon to help release the oils. Then, steep them in about 6 ounces of hot, but not boiling, water for 10 minutes. Strain it, and sip it slowly while it's warm. It's a wonderfully relaxing post-lunch ritual. The third option is a combination. If you're chewing the seeds and find the earthy flavor too intense, add 1 or 2 green cardamom pods to the mix. Cardamom is another wonderful spice that calms the nerves and freshens the breath, and its flavor pairs beautifully with coriander. Now, a crucial warning. Never take your coriander after 6 p.m. Even though it's calming for the bladder, it can still stimulate your digestive system. Taking it in the evening can wake up your digestion right when it should be winding down for the night, which can interfere with your sleep. Remember the old saying, "What heals at noon may keep you awake at night." So, which method will you try? Think about what fits best into your daily rhythm. Take a moment to comment chew or TEA below. Let's make a commitment to this simple, healing practice. Part 4. The Proof of Life. Carol's Story of Hope. Now, for Part 4, The Proof of Life. It's completely natural to hear all of this and feel a bit skeptical. We live in a world of miracle cures and grand promises, and it's wise to question things. My dear friend, Carol, who lives down in Florida, certainly did. When I first told her about this simple coriander seed remedy, she laughed. I remember her words so clearly. She said, "I've tried everything. Prescription pills, meditation apps, and every herbal tea you can imagine. And you're telling me the real answer has been sitting in my spice rack for 50 years. Her skepticism was completely understandable. It was born from years of frustration and disappointment. Carol had struggled with sleepless nights for nearly 15 years. She would wake up every 2 hours, like clockwork. The exhaustion had become a part of her identity. She planned her days around her lack of energy, turning down evening events with friends and family because she knew she'd be too tired. It had stolen her joy and her confidence. This feeling of hopelessness is a powerful barrier to healing. When you've been let down so many times, it's hard to believe that something so simple could possibly work. This is why seeing it work for someone else, someone just like us, can be the gentle push we need to open our minds and give something a real try. Carol's story isn't just about a spice. It's about what happens when we replace long-held frustration with a little bit of curiosity and a willingness to try something new. Despite her doubts, she was a good friend, and she trusted me. She said, "All right, I'll be your guinea pig. I'll give it 2 weeks." She started the very next day. 1 level teaspoon of coriander seeds, chewed slowly after lunch. She didn't change anything else about her diet or her routine. In the first few days, she didn't notice much. But she stuck with it. Then, about a week in, she called me. She said, "Something strange is happening. I slept for 4 hours straight last night." There was a hint of surprise, of cautious optimism, in her voice. But it was the text message she sent me at the end of the second week that I will never forget. I saved it on my phone. It read, "I slept through the night. 6 full hours. I woke up this morning, and for the first time in years, I felt like my body remembered what peace feels like again." Her words captured the feeling perfectly. It wasn't a sudden, jarring change. It was a reminder. It was as if her body, given the right, gentle instruction, finally let out a long sigh of relief and returned to its natural state of rest. The lesson from Carol's journey is the profound importance of consistency. This isn't a magic pill that works in one night. It's a gentle, gradual process of retraining and soothing your body. It's about showing up for yourself every single day with this small, simple act of care. For Carol, the answer wasn't a powerful drug. It was a small seed, combined with patience and trust. Her story is proof that healing is possible, that our bodies have an incredible capacity to find balance again, if we just give them the right tools. If Carol's story gives you a little bit of hope today, if it makes you think that maybe, just maybe, this could work for you too, please take a moment to comment hope below. Your story could be the next one. Part 5. The Critical Warning. A note on medication and safety. We've now arrived at our final, and perhaps most important section. Part 5. The Critical Warning. Because in my role as your guide, my first and most sacred duty is to help you heal safely. Natural does not always mean it is right for every single person in every situation. We must be smart, we must be mindful, and we must use the wisdom we've been given with respect for our unique bodies. This is the conversation you and I would be having if we were sitting together in my office. The crucial thing to understand is how coriander seeds work. As we've discussed, they gently soothe the urinary tract. But they also have 2 other subtle, yet significant, effects on the body. They can gently help lower blood sugar levels, and they have a mild diuretic effect, which can influence your body's fluid balance. Now, for most people, these effects are perfectly safe and even beneficial. But if you are currently taking prescription medications, we have to be careful that these natural effects don't create an unhealthy overlap. Specifically, if you are on diuretics, which are often called water pills, and are commonly prescribed for high blood pressure, you need to be cautious. Because the coriander also has a mild diuretic effect, the combination could potentially cause you to lose too much fluid and electrolytes, which could lead to dizziness or dehydration. Similarly, if you are taking any medication to manage your blood sugar, whether for type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance, you must be mindful. The gentle blood sugar lowering effect of the coriander could amplify the effect of your medication, potentially causing your blood sugar to drop too low, a condition known as hypoglycemia. This is why my advice here is simple, clear, and non-negotiable. Before you begin this new habit, you must have a quick conversation with your doctor or your pharmacist. This is not about asking for permission. It's about creating a partnership for your health. Simply say to them, "I'm thinking of trying 1 teaspoon of coriander seed after lunch to help with my sleep and nighttime urination. I'm on a name of your medication, and I just want to make sure you don't see any potential issues." This is a smart, responsible step that puts you in the driver's seat of your own health journey. Reputable health organizations like the Cleveland Clinic and the Harvard Women's Health Watch consistently advise this kind of caution when combining herbal remedies with prescription drugs. This is especially true for postmenopausal women who might be on certain hormone supplements, as many herbs can have mild hormonal effects. Please hear me on this. Your doctor is not your enemy. In my experience, most physicians today are very open to integrating gentle, natural habits with modern medicine. They want you to feel better. When you come to them with thoughtful, well-researched information, you become an active partner in your own care. Combining the wisdom of nature with the safety net of modern medicine is truly the most powerful path to healing. This isn't meant to scare you. It is meant to empower you, to ensure that your journey toward peaceful nights is as safe as it is effective. Your health is worth this one extra, simple step. So, we started our journey together tonight with my story. The story of waking up at 3 in the morning, feeling frustrated, and staring at the ceiling. For years, I thought that was just my new reality. But today, my nights are peaceful. Just like my friend Carol down in Florida, I've learned that the body has a remarkable ability to remember how to rest if we just give it the right tools. The lesson from our time together is profound, but it is also beautifully simple. True healing doesn't always come from a prescription pad or a complicated medical procedure. Sometimes, it comes from rediscovering the quiet wisdom that is already sitting in our homes, and already living inside our own bodies. Your body hasn't forgotten how to find balance. It hasn't lost its way. It is simply waiting patiently for the right, gentle signal from you. A signal of care, of patience, and of trust. As we wrap up, we've explored these simple, powerful habits that can truly transform the quality of our sleep and the quality of our lives. But I've learned over a lifetime that knowledge is only powerful when we choose to put it into action. So now, I have one important question for you. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself this week after watching this video? It doesn't have to be a monumental change. It can be as simple as, I will try the coriander tea after lunch, or I will stop the just-in-case bathroom habit tonight. Please, share your own personal commitment in the comments below. Reading your promises inspires me, and more importantly, it creates a wave of inspiration for everyone else in our community, showing each other that we are ready to take that first step. And if you found real value and a sense of hope in our time together today, you can show your support by giving this video a simple thumbs up and a like. It truly helps our community grow and reach others who need to hear this message. To ensure you continue on this journey with us and never miss another video full of life-changing wisdom, please hit that subscribe button. It's more than just subscribing. It's joining a community of friends dedicated to living our golden years with health, dignity, and joy together. Finally, think of just one person in your life. One friend, one sibling, one family member who you know is struggling with sleepless nights. Please, share this video with them. A simple share from you might just be the gift that changes their life. Thank you so much for your time and your trust. May your nights be calm, may your mornings be bright, and may your heart always be at peace. I'll see you in the next video.